Okay, so that's signs and symptoms. Then we have the murmur, which is not here. Don't have the murmur. That would kind of be useful. Okay, anyway. Echo findings would be diastolic doming, which I don't have on here. Fusion, thickened leaflets. Let me just erase this because I did this earlier and it's inaccurate. Okay. That's it for mitral stenosis. We will We will move on in the next one.
Hello, and welcome to another day in the life of a student sonographer. So, I took my echo test.
Yikes. I didn't even finish it. Like, the 2 videos that you guys saw is literally all that I've done. I've maybe done a few things over here, but then, like, all of that stuff is kind of still there. I should probably finish it. But what I did do is I figured, like, I needed a different way to think about things. So, how I think about all the different valve pathologies is, like, everything is connected. So, because of XYZ, this causes ABC, and to figure out ABC, you have to do whatever. That's basically what it is. So I made this, which you can't see, but it talks about mitral stenosis, and because of this, it causes, what did I say, mitral stenosis, which is thickened leaflet, decreased blood flow to the left ventricle. You can't see anything because of my light. Decreased blood flow to the left ventricle, and then increased blood flow to the left atrium, and then, so like it goes in a circle, and then that's how I think of it, and that's how like it helps me to process everything. So that's what I did, and then I have my vascular test tomorrow. So I did my scanning comp today. Went very well. I'm very happy with it. I don't want to like be haughty or anything, but I like carotids and I do well with carotids. So we had a scan today and I did a very good job. I didn't forget any of my images, which I normally do. So yay me. And so that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm going through them, and unfortunately I can't show you them, but this patient was a tiny bit dicey because their ECA and ICA were number 1 very close in size, and number 2 very, like, I don't know what angle it was at, but it was weird. And so their ICA was on the bottom and their ECA was on the top and long. And so normally the ICA is on top, ECA is on bottom. But that's not normal throughout everybody. Everybody's different, obviously. So I was doing good on time. And so then I was like, okay, well, let's figure this out. Like, which is the, sorry, I'm looking at the vertebral artery. It's like halfway through the image, it clears up. And I was like, oh. Anyway, but that is the vertebral. I didn't think that was the vertebral because it didn't look like it. But, so then, to figure out if it really was the ECA or the ICA, I threw color on it, and, that was the trash can for the computer, sorry. I threw color on it and I followed it up. Sorry. I'm emo. I followed it up behind the ear and whatnot. And then I saw a branch. I'm like, okay, well, the top one's ECA, the bottom one's ICA. So then I started my ICA prox mid-distal and then did my ECA prox. So, yay me. And then, that was on the right side. The right side. Wait, no, the right side. Oh god. And then we went to the left side. And then the left side, their subclavian, not subclavian, their ICA was next door neighbors to huge jugular vein. And it was hard to get full color fill through I'm not exactly sure. It was a fork. So the top one was it's like, there's the top vessel, and then the jugular vein is like this big, and it's bleeding out, and I'm just like trying to get a good color fill, and then why do I keep calling it the subclavian? It's not the subclavian, it's the jugular vein. Internal jugular vein. So I was like trying to turn down my color fill, and I'm like, when I can't see anything. So, in the end we got it. I feel like it was a decent scan. Yes. And I didn't forget any images, which I'm very happy about. That usually doesn't happen. I am notorious for forgetting scans. But I really enjoy carotids. So, tomorrow is Thursday. Excuse me. And I have a vascular test. I'm really scared because I don't feel confident in this test at all. I know now what to study, but I have no idea. I have no idea. So, pray for me. Wish me luck. I'll need it. So, tomorrow's Thursday, so I have physics from 1:30 to 3. And then at 3 I'm taking my vascular test. So, we will see how that goes. Keep my fingers crossed. Hello, everybody. Well, this is an unflattering angle. Everywhere is an unflattering angle. Today is Monday, April 5th. We have 3 weeks left until I am done with this semester. So, what is going on now is clinical interviews. I have one today at 4. It's a phone call. It'll be fun. I'm slightly nervous, but I've been hearing that they're going well, and they don't really ask you, like, really deep questions. Like, it's just mostly get to know you questions. I don't know. It'll be interesting. But today we're doing a heart dissection, which, fun fact, I already have done in my human anatomy class at Metro. So, I have already dissected a sheep heart, but I have not dissected a sheep heart with pathology. And I think there's going to be some hearts that will have pathology in them. Because we just finished tamponade and pericardial effusion. But that, it does do with the heart, but not the heart itself. Like mechanical, kind of muscular, valvular. But today we're studying aortic valve problems. So like dissection, and then dilation or dilatation, and then aneurysms. So that's fun. So it's like 8:30-ish right now. So obviously I'm not going to film inside because I would get smacked. So yeah, we will see how today goes, and maybe my dark circles will go away. But yes, 3 weeks left, people. 3 weeks left. Wow. And then after April 30th, I have boards. I had to take my first boards, which, for a fun fact, I didn't know this, but not me specifically, but my group, my class for this year, gets to take them online, we can either take them online or we can go to the testing center at the school. So I think maybe I'll take the testing center, because knowing me, Lord knows I don't do well otherwise. But that has its own issues, but we're starting to work on that. So, that's better lighting. Why can't you, like, come out of the clouds? But anyway, so that's fun. I'll be taking boards soon. So, after 30 days of ending my class, which is April 30th, I have to take my first boards, whether I pass it or not. I'm hoping that I do pass it, and I will study to pass it. But I at least have to get that first one down within the 30 days. After that, whether I pass it, I don't do anything else. If I don't pass it, then I can reschedule, study, take it, so on and so forth. I would just have to pay each time I do it. So, that'll be interesting. Yeah. So, that's what my next kind of few weeks looks like. I have interviews. I have a test this week. I have interviews this week and next week, and a couple, like, I think the third week. I have 2 sites that haven't gotten back to me yet. Kind of making me nervous because, like, I don't have a lot of days open anymore to interview. Even though they're, like, 15 to 20 minute interviews. They're not really that bad. I haven't done any. What I've been hearing. So, and then, this is just experience, because I'm going to Virginia. So, I won't even have to stay here, but I need a backup, just in case something happens. So, that's what my next few weeks look like. It's yikes. But it's doable. It's a doable yikes. So, let's fix the exposure. There we go. Yeah. If I remember, I will update you guys when I get back. Why, hello everybody. Oh god, do I look like a mess? I probably look like a mess. God, I look like a black eye. Anyway, so, I remember the last time I filmed, it was right before I was going to take my echo test. I took said echo test, and I feel like I did a pretty decent job on it. I just finished my echo scanning test, which I got stuck with the volunteer, which canceled. So, one of my classmates found a volunteer, and thank you. So, scan a volunteer is the first time I have scanned a new person, because I've scanned other people way long ago. Just a new person, like, who hasn't, well, she has been scanned before, but, like, you know, it's a volunteer. So, I scanned her. There's a German Shepherd. He's so cute. Look at him. He's just chilling. Anyway. Sorry. I was gonna do my intro, but I'm like, no, don't do that. Anyway, so, this is the day after dissection, because I kind of got busy afterwards, but the dissection went really well.
Is that your right or your left? Your left?
Kind of saw it.
Mine, you can see, well mine, the interior one is a little bit more bundled. So that looks like one, and then my posterior side, you can see it's a little bit more bundled. Do you want to look at mine?
Yeah.
So like the anterior one looks like a little bit more, and then like I feel like that's where they see it more.
Yeah.
So you can see where we cut the collarbone, see that? And do you see where the tubing's going is threading back in through like that junction of where her jugular would be descending, right, inferiorly, and the junction of where her subclavian would be coming over to the midline. And so sometimes what on the surface maybe looks normal is totally not normal. So I just pinned 3 of them right there. There's more of them. And again, the entire like anterior vasculature right there was covered with an entire network of nodal structure. So think through the pathology of that. If someone does have this, right?
It was basically what I had done before in human anatomy class, so it wasn't really any different. I just knew what the things were more in detail now. The weird thing is that I saw a cadaver, which I, fun fact, actually have seen and been to a cadaver museum, which is kind of a messed up thought. It was when I was younger, so I don't really remember the majority of it, but we were looking at pathology, and this cadaver had pathology, and so we were looking at it. I didn't touch it, I didn't fiddle around with it, I just watched. I did, stand around and look at it, and it was a little unnerving because separating science from normal human life is something I don't have to do for my job, but I can assume, don't know if it's right, but I can assume that people who work with cadavers or people who've passed away, I think it might be difficult to separate the two. For science, people who work with that. So it was weird because it's like, that's a human body. That was a person. This person had a life. This person had people that they liked, people that they were around, So it was like on a personal level, it's like, oh, I want to know who this person was, what they did, how they lived their life. But then from a science perspective, it's like, oh, I want to know why this happened to you and like the progression of it, So that was a little bit weird, and I haven't been in that mindset for a while. Like I do this on a daily basis. No, I haven't thought about that before. So a little bit interesting. In other news, we started Arterials. I think I told you that we were going to start Arterials. Maybe not. Started Arterials. So much easier than Vascular venous, I will say. I didn't even pull you up. My computer has been really glitchy lately. So, for arterial, the difference between vascular and arterial, I'm going through my study right now, which I can't show you. But, HIPAA. But, what was I going to say? The difference between arterial and vascular is that for vascular, the veins have valves in them, which apparently not a lot of people know that veins have valves in them. Veins do not have their own way of pumping blood. That's why they have valves in them, because also the valves decrease, the weight of pressure, hydrostatic pressure, the weight of the column of blood. So not only do valves aid in shooting blood back up, but they also decrease the column weight. I think. I hope. So, veins have valves. They do not have their own system of pulsating. Veins are phasic, meaning they vary with respiration. They do not have a distinctive pulsatile thing. Like, actually, I will show you. I just signed up to take my board's test. I want to cry. I feel scared. Like, it's such a serious process. It's like really scary. They also say no talking during the exam, and I'm like, well, I talk a lot not a lot, but to cope with the anxiety and the stress of it, I talk. And I'm like, They say no talking. I'm screwed. Because there's also somebody specifically watching you exactly at that time. I'm like, just gotta mentally prepare myself. And I've been going through the PowerPoints, and I need to go through the book. I've been trying to finish the PowerPoints. I'm on 16 out of 24. I'm gonna try to finish them this week. 18 is easy because 18 is just about hemodynamics, and it's like everything that I already know because of vascular. 22 to 24 are easier chapters. There's not a lot in them. 17, 19, 20, 21. The oofs. So it's my brother's birthday this weekend. I work Friday, Saturday. I have something planned Sunday. I'm gonna study Monday, Tuesday, take it Wednesday at 5. And you have to take pictures of your area and submit them. Makes sense. And you can't talk, and nobody else can talk anywhere. And I'm like, Mom, for the next 2 hours, please be quiet. I'm so scared that, like, I'm going to start my exam and something's gonna happen. I'm gonna get kicked out. Please don't. It costs $225. Anyway. It's kind of bad thinking because I assume I'm not gonna pass it. With how everything else has gone this semester, I would not be surprised if I don't pass it. I would love to pass it so much. You have to get like an 85 minimum, I think. The minimum is 555 or 556. Out of how many? I don't know how many the points are, but you have to get a 555. It's 2 hours, 110 questions. Like, I'm thinking, the last physics test I had, it was 94 questions, and it was 3 hours long. It took me almost all of the 2 hours to do the 94 questions, but there was also was there short answers in there? I can't remember. Yes, there was short answers. So, it's all multiple choice, this boards thing. Which is nice. I'm so scared. I'm terrified, not gonna lie, about everything, because, like, it would be so nice to pass physics and to, like, not have to worry about it again. But knowing me, I'm bound to not pass it. I'd be happy just to pass it. I don't even care if I get a high score. I just want to pass it. And you know right away when you're done, you know if you passed it or not. So, my fear is that I'm not going to have enough time to answer 110 questions. So, we'll figure that out. Anyway, so that's an update. I'll probably film before I take it, and then after I take it, tell you all the good news. So, I look like a little, anyway, that's an update. See you guys.